All right, all you Bee-a-Thoners, we are well into the day, and as you know, on the Bee-a-Thon 3, most of what we're doing is live in the studio in Davis or about town, and this segment is a bit of a time warp, so we actually had to film the Davis Bee Sanctuary ahead of time. Now, of all the places to be in town, this is the place for the honeybees, and I'm with Dereck Downey. He's the man that created the Bee Sanctuary just a few years back. Dereck, tell me the inspiration and what the sanctuary is about.
The Bee Sanctuary is a place where beekeepers and people that know nothing about bees can come to learn about how we can help address the problems faced by the bees. And it also is a place where people who don't have much money can come place a hive and learn from each other how to best raise bees naturally with no chemicals, no treatments, how to allow for natural selection, how to provide the forage that the bees need, and a place where people can get free plants to put in their own gardens, so that this becomes a nursery that will have more of an impact than just this part of Davis.
Marvelous. And now, just so you know, and when we talk about the insect tribe, you know, most of the people in the tribe are not insect scientists. In fact, Dereck, you actually started as an engineer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, wow. And it's not just honeybees that they cultivate here. They've got an entire setup for native pollinators as well, and there's plenty of other wildlife floating around. So without further ado, let's take a look inside the garden, the Davis Bee Sanctuary at the world famous domes. Oh, by the way, the domes started off as an experiment, and they're still here 40 years later, right? That's not too shabby. See, these experiments work. All right, let's go inside.
So this is a native bee hotel, and it has different levels with different types of possible native bee habitats you can make yourself with minimal materials. If you have no money, but you have some soil and some sand and some clay, you could make blocks out of cob. Cob is a natural building material. People make benches, make houses out of it. And we just made a cheap mold out of cinder blocks, packed it with cob, and poked holes in it. And that provides a potential home for future native bees that come across it when they're looking for a home. Here we have a Wari hive which has windows, and this is one type of hive. It's also called a vertical top bar hive because there's only top bars inside the hive. And the next hive you see is a more commonly seen hive you see on farms. It's called a Langstroth hive. I'm using it a little bit differently than traditionally, with no foundation, just bars at the top. And then the next hive is a horizontal top bar hive that a local beekeeper made, and he also offers his carpentry services to anyone who wants one of these. So this is a horizontal top bar hive as well. That was a design from the internet, from the barefootbeekeeper.com website, and we added a window so that we could show people what's going on inside a beehive without interrupting the bees themselves. And so what you can see is the bees have built this much comb since April. This was from a swarm that was hanging in an elementary school on a tree, and a principal called me and was hoping to find a new home for it before recess. So I rushed over there, got the swarm, gave them a new home right here. So here we're at the solar wax melter station. If you are a beekeeper or have a source of beeswax that is dirty and you want to process it and make a cleaner product that you can use for medicine and candle making, you would put the dirty comb up here and use the sun's energy to heat up and melt out the leftover honey and beeswax. And so you're left behind is three products. You have the dirty stuff, the pure beeswax, and the pure honey. And then you can take this and maybe rinse off the honey or lick it off and make candles and medicinal salves with. And we're growing lots of medicinal herbs in the garden, such as calendula and comfrey, and you could heat it up, mix it with the beeswax, and use that as a lip balm or a hand salve or a number of other things that you'd like to do with your medicine.
Nice.